I, 20-year-old female, am currently 5 months pregnant with my first child. My child was not planned, but I love her so much already and can't wait to meet her. The father, 21-year-old male, of my child is Australian, and I am Mexican. At first, our ethnicity was not something we worried about because we loved each other for who we were. But now, as my due date is coming near, our families are making plans on where my child will be born. This didn't bother us until my family became convinced that I will be having my child in the United States so she can have her papers. I know you're asking yourself why that is a problem when there are millions who want to have papers. My husband and I are currently residing in Bosong, South Korea, and have been for 2 years. This is our home, and we want it to be our child's home too. My family hates that. You see, my family consists of immigrants, aliens, who were born in Mexico but came to the United States to have a better life. My mother worked so hard to get papers for herself and for my older siblings. Fortunately, I was born in the US, so when I told them I would be giving birth in Korea, they got mad at me. They called me selfish for thinking about myself instead of my child's future. They told me I'm purposely making her life harder than it should be, which is not something I want to do. My sister then told me that I did not understand the struggle of being an immigrant, which is far from the truth because I am an immigrant in Korea. Though I entered legally, I am still considered as such by the Korean government. They have stopped talking to me and told me that the only way they'll continue to be family is if I go to the US and give birth there. Also, another reason why I want to have my child in Korea is because my doctor told me traveling by plane can make me more at risk of losing my child. I've told my family that, but they don't care. They want my child to be born in the States. My husband's family has been really supportive of our decision and are planning on coming to Korea when the baby is born. So, am I the idiot? Now here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Not only will your child be American at birth, it will also be Australian and perhaps Mexican if you have maintained that it will have incredible opportunities, able to easily work and live in the US, Canada, and Mexico through NAFTA, as well as Australia and New Zealand, thanks to the Trans-Tasman travel arrangement. Your child will almost certainly not be Korean, so be ready to do a little extra paperwork at birth to get them their first passport, etc. Your health and comfort are vital right now. The healthcare in Korea is great, and you should stay with the providers you have now. Reassure your family that your child will be American and will have tons of opportunities. In fact, your child will be a natural-born American within the meaning of the Constitution and may one day become president. After turning 35 and living in the US for 14 years, I hope your family calms down about this. Just tell them the facts and tell them to calm down. Comment 2. Don't stress it. Unless you move to Korea as a kid, your kid probably gets citizenship in the US without being born here. A person born abroad in wedlock to a US citizen and an alien acquires US citizenship at birth. If the US citizen parent has been physically present in the United States or one of its outlying possessions prior to the person's birth for the period required by the statute in effect when the person was born. INA 301G, formerly INA 301A, 7. For birth on or after November 14, 1986, the U.S. citizen parent must have been physically present in the United States or one of its outlying possessions for 5 years prior to the person's birth, at least 2 of which were after the age of 14. Comment 3. Not the idiot. If you are an American citizen, then your child is automatically an American citizen by birth, no matter where they are born. I tell you this as an American that lives in Sweden and has 1 kid and another on the way. You just have to go to the American embassy to register them, and you will have to do so if you plan to take them to the USA. My children will be born and raised here in Sweden. However, before we can visit the US with the kids, they have to have their American passports. It's extra hassle for us and the kids as they get older, but not much we can do about it, unless they decide to renounce their American citizenship when they are old enough to decide. Now, for the next story. I can't believe I'm posting about this, but I really need some insight. I, 23-year-old female, am getting married to my fiancé, 25-year-old male, in November. We're really excited, and the day is fast approaching. I have 5 women being my bridesmaids. One of them is my sister Millie, 21-year-old female. Millie has always been more of a tomboy growing up, but doesn't have an issue with wearing dresses for formal events. I want my bridesmaids to wear matching dresses, which everyone knew when they accepted. I bought and paid for the dresses. They're a relatively simple style and in a pastel pink color. Millie is now angry and saying she won't wear the dress because it's pink and too girly. She's even threatening to not attend the wedding anymore unless I return her dress and pick out another color. I'm distraught that she'd make such a problem out of a dress color when she knew I wanted the bridesmaids to match. I think Millie is being dramatic and could deal with wearing the dress for one day. But to be honest, my feelings are really hurt that she'd threatened to drop out of the wedding over this. My fiancé thinks I should kick her out of the wedding party before she causes bigger problems closer to or on the day. My parents got themselves involved in this and told me to just exchange the dress for the same one in a different color and that we're both acting like children. Would I be the idiot if I told Millie to suck it up and wear the dress if she wants to be a bridesmaid and not budge on the issue? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. I'd ask her to step down from the wedding party because her behavior is adding a ton of unnecessary stress. Also, as a bridesmaid, it is completely expected that you wear the dress color that is picked for you. This is like the #1 criteria of being a bridesmaid, and without a doubt, she's being an insufferable brat. And your parents are enabling the behavior. It's not as if the dress is physically uncomfortable. She's not being asked to dye her hair or cover tattoos, and she's not being asked to wear a dress when she presents mail. No, she's throwing a tantrum over a color like a toddler who wants the red sippy cup instead of the blue one. You're about to be a full-on adult, and this is a great opportunity to assert yourself. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Don't budge. She is being so selfish and ridiculous. It's your wedding day, and she is making it about herself. She seriously can't suck it up and wear pink for one day? If she wants to make a fool of herself and back out of the wedding over something so childish and stupid, let her. She'll be the one regretting it when she looks back years from now. You just focus on enjoying her day and try not to worry about her bad attitude. The way she's acting isn't fair to you. Comment 3. Not the idiot give her 2 options. Wear the dress. It's one day. Pink isn't going to make her suddenly turn into Elle Woods. Don't wear the dress and come as a guest or don't attend. Her choice. If you give in on one thing, she's just going to keep throwing tantrums. I don't want flowers. They're girly. Ooh, makeup, girly. I don't do my hair like that. Too girly. Don't let there be any more arguments. Don't listen to anyone else other than your fiancé. Now, for the next story. 10 years ago, when I was 21 years old and my sister was 25 years old, I found myself in a terrifying situation. I was stranded an hour from home in a bad area, unable to find a way back. The trains were shut down, and in my desperation, I called my sister Morgana for help. Her response shocked me. She said she was too tired from work and wouldn't come to pick me up. She suggested I either walk or wait at the station until the trains resumed. Tragically, my decision to wait led to a mugging. I was violently attacked, lost my wallet, IDs, and even my computer. Fortunately, a police officer came to my aid and gave me a ride back home. I made it clear to my sister that I would never forget this incident and that she shouldn't expect help from me when she needed it. Fast forward to the present, it's been 10 years, and my parents treated the family to a cruise. My girlfriend and I made a trip out of it, driving down 2 days ahead to stay in a hotel. Then, at midnight on the eve of our cruise, my sister called in a panic. She had gotten into a fight with her boyfriend, who had subsequently left with the car. Now, she was unable to drive to the cruise dock the next day, stranded outside her boyfriend's house with only her purse. She asked us to make a 10-hour round trip to pick her up, which would have disrupted our plans significantly. In response, I texted her that sometimes life throws curveballs, and she should wait for the buses to start running to get back home. I figured she'd be okay waiting outside on a bench all night, just like I had all those years ago. She called me an idiot, and her boyfriend eventually returned, driving them to the cruise together. She told our parents about the incident. To my surprise, our parents sided with me, stating that she had done the same thing to me in the past, and that if she was going to treat me poorly, I had every right to reciprocate. Eventually, she apologized, but I reiterated that she shouldn't expect me to be there for her in the future, given her past actions. So, Reddit, am I the idiot for refusing to help my sister after she left me stranded years ago? Comment 1, not the idiot. You had the right to refuse just based on the 10-hour round trip. The vengeance for past mistreatment is just icing on the cake. Given the fact that your sister wouldn't help you when you were in a genuinely dangerous situation, really makes it ridiculous that she expected you to help her when the worst thing that would happen to her is not getting to enjoy a vacation. Comment 2. Well, you're not the idiot for deciding not to do a 10-hour round trip. But you definitely could do with some therapy to let go of resentment from 10 years ago. I'm not saying what happened to you wasn't traumatizing, it sounds absolutely terrible. But to be holding it as a grudge for 10 years waiting for a gotcha moment is a bit messed up. Comment 3. Not the idiot. She wasn't there for you when you needed help, and I didn't see anywhere in your post where she apologized prior to her own predicament. I'd also note that things have changed since 10 years ago, and services like Uber and Lyft are far more common. Now, for the next story. I, 27-year-old male, am engaged to Sky, 26-year-old female, and we have our bridesmaids and groomsmen chosen already. My groomsmen are going to be Sky's brother, Kai, who is a great friend of mine, and my best friend, Nick. Sky has her 2 closest friends as bridesmaids. I have a 24-year-old stepsister who I am not close with, and Sky has maybe seen twice in our 7-year relationship. She is not in the wedding. She's just a regular guest. This bothered my dad's wife, and she offered us $3,000 toward the wedding to include her daughter. We turned her down. Sky left the decision to me, and I didn't even need to consider it. My dad and his wife are saying I'm unreasonable and I should accept the compromise because her daughter was 4 years old when I became her brother, and they know she feels hurt that she wasn't asked to be a bridesmaid. They said she will be crushed on the day seeing Sky's brother as my groomsman and knowing she wasn't asked to be a bridesmaid as my only sibling. I told them Sky and Kai are close, and Kai is one of my closest friends. While Sky has met my stepsister twice and I never felt close to her, they said the money should have made a huge difference and it was more than generous to offer that compromise. Am I the idiot? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. They're literally trying to buy your stepsister's happiness and they're trying to bribe you. The fact that they don't see how unreasonable and outlandish what they're doing tells me everything I need to know about your relationships with them and their relationship with the world. If you were even slightly close, it would feel like a snub. But you aren't, and it's unreasonable to expect you'd be part of a wedding just because your mom was married to the groom's dad. It's telling that you gave names to Nick, Kai, and Sky, but not to any of your family. Comment 2. Not the idiot. The wedding party is who the bride and groom feel most deserve the honor and who they want standing with them. It was honestly nice of the bride to leave the decision up to you, as it's her bridal attendance the stepsister would be part of. The decision has been made, and honestly, does your stepmother think her daughter would feel better knowing the only reason she's in the wedding is because you were bribed into including her? Comment 3. Not the idiot. You both choose special people and have a balanced party. Absolutely zero need to interfere with that for someone who doesn't have a real relationship. Also, it sounds like if that $3,000 was accepted, stepmother would then think she was running the wedding. Remind them that stepsister doesn't need to come if it will be too hard on her. It's not like being in the wedding is a day of game decision. Now for the next story. I, 22-year-old female, have a collie, while my significant other, Sean, 24-year-old male, has 1 cat. A rule we made before we moved in together is that if we ban each other's pet from going somewhere or doing something for valid reasons, then we can't try to be fair and punish the other innocent pet. This has happened many times to my dog and sometimes to his cat, and we never broke the rule. So, this current issue has to do with his cat. At night, we normally allow each other's pets to be in the room with us, but never allowed on the bed. The cat constantly gets on the bed at night and sits on me or in my face. I hate it. I have work early in the morning, and I get absolutely zero sleep when the cat does this. Sean is a deep sleeper, so he doesn't mind. Not to mention the noise the cat makes at night. It literally runs around the room. Yesterday, I said his cat wasn't allowed in our room at night because I need sleep and I don't want his cat to be sitting on me or in my face, much less even on the bed. We have tried to stop it, but nothing ever worked. My dog never gets on the bed and sleeps throughout the entire night. Despite our rule, Sean decided it was unfair to ban his cat from the room at night, but not my dog. I told him I need sleep at night, and his cat disturbs that, but not my dog. He is still upset, but I ain't budging. That was our rule. The cat will be fine not being allowed in our room at night. So, am I the idiot? Edit. I know y'all think that the cat will be screaming outside our bedroom door, but the cat will not be doing that. The cat has been outside the door before, as well as my dog. My dog wasn't fine with it, but the cat was chilling the whole time in a different area. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.